Hey guys, I'm gonna play another new game. Don't know anything about this one. I think it's a visual novel, horror based. Maybe I should do the tutorial off camera. I don't know. Maybe not. Let's just do it. Use the skip bottom button at the bottom of the screen while playing to skip any part of the game you played previously. Cool. Press V to activate or deactivate the screen reader. What is the screen reader? Text speed can be controlled in the settings menu. Activate auto forward progression in the setting. Nah. Okay. Maybe text speed a little bit. Up. Let's just start. Roger always knew if he were attacked, it would happen on the walk from his car to home. I feel like this should be a comma. Let me press V.
Self-voicing enabled. Roger always knew if...
No. I'll just read. Okay, cool. So he readied his house key before stepping out of the vehicle. Keeping it ready as he walked to the trunk of his car. He hangs his groceries from his wrists. I do that. Keeping his fingers free to open the front door without fumbling. Yeah, I do that. As Roger makes his way to the porch, his eyes start darting between the house's corners. Okay, oh gosh, this is gonna show off my my reading skill or lack thereof. He'd read about a young woman being ambushed in her driveway the week before. He tries to put it out of his mind by counting how many steps it takes him to reach the front door. I don't do that. But he can't stop listening for the sound of someone rushing toward him. There's a gentle breeze and the white noise of distant traffic. Again, not a separate sentence here. This is not an independent clause. This is a dependent clause. It's not even a clause. It's not even a clause. What am I talking about? Roger assures himself he is right to remain vigilant. It only takes a split second for someone to get the drop on you. Oh, this is Roger talking. Am I gonna have to do voices? See, this is... I've never thought about that. I'm just doing this for fun, but... Do I need to take this seriously? Do I have to come up with a Roger voice? Okay, Roger is a scared person, so I don't think he's gonna have a very gruff voice. I think it's gonna be like... It only takes a split second for someone to get the drop on you. Steady with the key now. Smooth is fast. Roger's key slides in on the first try. Good job. Oh, it won't turn? Roger removes his key and inspects it. It's engraved with a large H. Definitely the correct key. Roger tries the key again. Locked. Jammed. Broken maybe? Roger takes a step away from the door and scans the area for suspicious persons. He sees no one. Oh god, I gotta drink water. I'm not used to talking this much. Actually, I do talk to myself sometimes. And I talk to my dog, Cece. He releases his grasp on the key and leaves it in the lock. Again, why is there a semicolon there? The grammar, or more so the punctuation, not a big fan of. It's taking me out of it a little, but that's my problem. And I'm now making it your problem. Okay. He drops his grocery bags on the porch. He tries furiously to turn, pull, and push on the key and door handle every which way without success. Oh, Roger hears something inside. A shadow passes by the window. It looks like someone's silhouette through the curtain. Are you sure you're at your right house, Roger? Roger pounds on the door. Open up this instant. The police are en route. En route. Okay. Should be an E there, right? Is it? And I actually don't know. Is it? It's en route, right? That's probably why they misspelled it. I said en route. Because that's the way it's spelled, but I'm pretty sure it's pronounced en route. Anyway, the door unlocks from the inside. Oh. Can I help you? Oh, wait. Oh, this is a new character. Is it a woman or a man or a non-binary person? I can't really tell. I wonder if they're supposed to have a creepy voice. Can I help you? Should I do voices? I don't know. You could start by getting out of my house. This house did not belong to you. Check the... Oh, gosh. I'm going to suck at this. Check the deed, lady. Okay, it's a lady, apparently. Or a femme-presenting person. A deed is only a piece of paper. One that proves this house is my property. Personal property is a social construct. I don't know if I agree with that. Those who inhabit a space own it. Should be a comma right there. Oh, okay. Let her have the house, take your house back. You know, I'm not entirely convinced, although she's implying that actually that this is not her house and that she's just squatting and now it's hers. I don't know. If it were me, at least in this exact moment, I'd let her have the house so I can go get the authorities involved and not handle it by myself. So I'm going to pick let her have the house and see what happens. Keep the house. I'll take my car and head down to the station. There you go, Roger. Yeah. Which car is that? The one I pulled up in. I didn't notice. The only one sitting in the driveway? But, sir, that's my car. Oh. What in the hell? Maybe you should have an accent. Roger turns just in time to see the car he calls his own reversing into the street. Are there two people? He sees the what? He sees the homeowner wave to him from the driver's seat and disappear down the road. Wait, what? And the homeowner's still talking? Here, let me help you with that. Roger tries to run after his car, but the homeowner grabs a hold of his shirt. She slips it off with one deft sweep. Roger spins around, trying to grab hold of his button down. He feels goosebumps forming on his arms as his What? As his nipples harden. Give me my shirt back. No need for these either. The homeowner grabs the hem of Roger's pants and yanks backwards, knocking Roger flat on his back. What the The homeowner quickly slides off his pants and the remaining articles on his person. Roger lies dazed with his head pounding from the collision with the porch. He can hear the sounds of rustling fabric and crinkling plastic bags. Roger wraps his arms around his head and groans. Please, not my chicken? What is... I thought I was going to say, like, children? I don't know. Not my chicken. The homeowner gathers Roger Sings, glides into the house, and slams the door shut. Roger pulls himself to his feet. He cups his genitals in his hands and tries to keep warm. He shakes from the cold. Wait, am I outside or inside? I'm outside, right? I'm gonna seek shelter. With no immediate means of retaking his house, Roger thinks it's best to find somewhere to rest. That rhymed. He takes off into the woods in search of shelter from the elements. Roger finds a grove just before dark. At its center stands an immense hollow tree. Roger crawls inside and huddles against its bark for warmth. It protects him from the biting wind outside. As he settles into a comfortable position, his breathing slows and he drifts off to sleep. This audio. He wakes the next morning to terrible hunger pangs. He crawls out of the tree and onto the dewy forest floor. He scrounges around looking for food. Why not go... Maybe I should have gone to get help. He happens upon a large growth of mushrooms. Ooh. Eat the If it were me in real life, I would not eat those mushrooms. No way. I'm playing this like it's me, so I'm gonna say don't eat the mushrooms. Roger wasn't sure if the mushrooms were poisonous or not. He didn't want to risk dying for a single breakfast. Amen. He let them be, but the fact remained, he was hungry. He set out for the edge of the forest at a brisk pace, skulking through the tree line parallel to the roadway to hide his nakedness. As the forest thins, he ducks into alleys and hides behind garbage cans. He smells something on the breeze. It makes him salivate and clench his fists with an aggravated longing. Bright red, something catches Roger's eye. A fire station. They might be able to help. I'm kind of making them southern for some reason now. Let's go to the fire station. I would go to the fire station. Reason compels Roger to stop at the fire station and seek assistance. He knocks on the front door. The man who answers seems unfazed by Roger's lack of dress. Sir, is it possible the station has some clothing it could lend me, or some food to spare? Got plenty of both. Come on in. Roger is given a baggy t-shirt with the monogram of a defunct company on it, accompanied by some ill-fitting pants. Should be a hyphen right there. He relaxes knowing he will not be charged with indecent exposure. Terry's in charge of lunch for the station today. He's got a pot of chili going. Might not be appetizing first thing in the morning, but it's what we got. I would appreciate some, thank you. The fireman nods and hurries back with a bowl of chili and a cold beer. In the morning? Roger isn't normally one for beer, which is true for me too. I don't like beer, but it's dark and filling. So if you don't mind me asking, what's got you on the street with your pecker hanging out? I went for groceries yesterday. While I was out, some woman broke into my house and changed the locks. I couldn't get back in and had to spend the night in the woods. But why was your pecker out? You like shopping naked? Very inquisitive. No, the woman had an accomplice. Oh, okay, so there were two of them. The woman had an accomplice who broke into my car while I was trying to get into the house, and I tried to stop her from taking the car, but the woman in the house jumped me from behind when I did. I took a bad blow to the head. She stripped me on the porch, and her pal took off with my car. The fireman scratches his beard. Why don't you go to the police? Yeah. It was freezing out and getting dark fast. I didn't know how to find the station, and she took my phone, so I just holed up for the night. Well, glad you made it. Awfully cold last night. Kinda makes it our slow season. I'm just glad I stumbled onto this place. The facade really stands out. You got any kind of documentation to prove you own that house? It's probably in the house if you did, right? Of course, I have a deed in the safety deposit box, but I need my ID to get to it. And that bitch, that bitch took my pants with my wallet still in them. You think she's still in the house, or took off with your car with her pal? Took off in the car with her pal. She had no intention of leaving, I can tell you that. That settles it then. I'll get the blues on the horn and get this sorted for you. How very kind of you, sir. The fireman lumbers over to a phone to the far wall. I think I read that incorrectly, but a wave of relief washes over Roger, knowing a civil servant is assisting him. Still, the fireman's reaction to Roger's story troubles him. He doesn't want the fireman thinking of him as an old crazy man. As a crazy old man. Gosh, okay. As a crazy old man. Worse still, Roger worries he is a crazy old man and just doesn't know it yet. Yeah, I'm wondering that too, Roger. Part of him hopes the woman is still in the house to prove to himself that what he remembers happening really happened. When police arrive at Roger's... Oh my god, it's so loud. Hold on. That is weird. Oh wait. When police arrive at Roger's residence, they find the homeowner barricaded inside the upstairs bedroom, raving that the house is hers. No apostrophe. She's been there all her life. It's her childhood home. She demands the police get a warrant to search the premises, but she is unable to provide personal ID or proof of residence. Bearing no legal claim to the property, she cannot refuse them entry. They are unable to locate Roger's wallet, believing the homeowner has destroyed it. Roger's social security card and birth certificate are recovered from the premises, which he uses to acquire the deed from his safety deposit box. With the proper paperwork secured and presented to the authorities, Roger is permitted entry to his home. The homeowner is taken into police custody. Why are we referring to her as a homeowner still? Roger spent the next several years checking in on the homeowner, as she was transferred between a variety of state mental institutions. He eventually lost track of her in the system. He nearly forgot about her altogether until his car was recovered. It was unearthed at a site in Nevada where BlackRock was breaking ground on the construction of a new housing complex. Roger put the car out of his mind. He didn't allow himself to worry about the homeowner. He kept his shotgun at his bedside and slept easy. I don't know if you saw the achievement. I just got an achievement. End credit. Oh, okay. I did it. Happy ending. Is that like the best ending? Cool. Wow. All right. I guess that's part one. I think I'm going to try this again with different options and see what happens. So let's see you in the next round. Hey y'all, gonna try this game again with different options. I'm not gonna read everything this time. I think that I can skip most of this. Yeah, okay. Let's let her have the house again. And then, instead, I'm gonna find help. Alright. So, sorry if you haven't watched the first part. I just skipped like everything, including the premise of the whole game. But no, I'm not going to recap. Just watch the video. Driven by the belief he cannot resolve the house theft on his own, Roger runs off to find help. Running down the road, he spots a police cruiser on patrol. Roger begins wildly flailing his arms and calling out for the vehicle to stop. The cruiser comes to a halt and an officer steps out from the passenger side. Roger sprints toward him, shouting, attempting to explain his situation. The officer enters a defensive stance and draws his weapon on Roger. Roger freezes in place, thrusting his hands into the air. "Don't move! Hands! Let me see those hands!" "They're up! I'm cooperating!" "Suspect is uncooperative." What the Bro. "I'm cooperating. What am I a suspect of?" "Turn around. I said turn around right now." Roger complies. "Walk backward toward me." Roger walks backward toward the officer. "Not so fast." Roger stops in a lethal game of red light, green light. "Did I say stop?" Roger does not speak and he does not move. He does not want to alarm the officer. "Come on, hurry up." Roger is very slowly walking backward toward the officer. "I said slowly, not slow motion. Pick up the pace." Roger does not hasten his pace. He is terrified of doing something. Honestly, this would be terrifying. If I had a crazy officer who is like power hungry and violent and, aggressive like this and is like not taking what I'm doing seriously, I would be terrified. He is terrified of doing something that could be seen as threatening. There's this video I saw online, maybe some of you have seen it, where this guy is like trying to comply with the officer's like crazy demands and like the officer shoots him. Very sad. Yeah. That's it. Oh, the sound of the officer's thudding footsteps draws near to Roger. Roger hears cuffs being readied behind him. He feels the cold metal press against his wrists. The officer thrusts Roger against the hood of his car. Roger can feel the cuffs tightening further, cutting off circulation. "Please, officer, I'm cooperating." The officer yanks Roger off the hood and steers him with the chain of his cuffs. The metal digs into Roger's wrists as he fails to anticipate the officer's movements. The officer pushes Roger into the back seat and slams the door. The officer quickly climbs into the front seat and jumps on the radio with dispatch. Roger's naked body wriggles against the leather. Is it wriggles or wiggles when it has an R? I don't know. The leather in the back seat as he attempts to sit up. The officer brings his fist down onto the car's dash. Shouldn't it be onto? "Keep it down back there." Man, a few tears stream down Roger's face in the dark. The tears make him feel ashamed, but he cannot suppress how angry and helpless he feels. Honestly, Roger, I feel for you. I do. That would be a horrible, awful, no good, very bad day. "Please, someone has broken into my house. Look, we're passing by it right now. Just pull over." "The old someone stole my house." What? "The old someone stole my house routine. Save her for the judge, junkie." "I'm not a junkie. I'm a senior." Oh my god, he's old. "I'm not a junkie. I'm a senior citizen and I need help." Oh my god, this makes it so much sadder. I thought he was like in his 40s or something. I don't know. "You don't see many elderly junkies, huh?" "What are you talking about?" The officers sit in total silence as they cruise toward the station. Roger sits back and tries not to exacerbate the situation further. "So you're telling us that you went out shopping and returned home to find your locks changed?" "That's right. Then I started pounding on the door and some strange woman answered." "Strange? How?" "What do you mean? She stole my house." "Right, but what is it that made her strange to you?" "How calm she was about it all, acting like I was a perfect stranger and she belonged there." Oh no, you're not helping your case, Roger. I'm sorry. The officers glanced at one another. So you found your locks changed and a strangely calm... I forgot what the officer's voice sounds like. Strangely calm and comfortable woman at the door. Yes, but she was in my car as well. So it was her in the car, too. That's what I thought. So she left your house? No, she was in the house and I turned around and saw her driving away in the car at the same time. A pair of twins, maybe? Is he mocking him? They were her! In the car and the house all at once. So what happened to your clothes? She took them right there on the porch, and when I turned to see the car taking off, she slipped my shirt off. Without you even asking? The officers snicker as they share a look. It's not funny. I was assaulted. Sir, if a woman came up to me with a smile and asked for my clothes, I wouldn't report her. Dude, I hate this officer. She knocked me down and ripped off my pants. All right, sir. How much have you had to drink this evening? Not a drop. So you're telling me you tried to get into someone else's house in a confused state, thought you saw two of the same person and wandered the streets naked, but you haven't had anything to drink? That's not what I said. That isn't how it happened. You've already given your statement. All I need to know is how much you were drinking. Oh. Oh, God. I think I insist I'm sober, even though it probably doesn't help. It probably makes me look even more crazy. I was not drinking. It's true. What I said, every word of it. Put a note on that subject is not cooperating, and we haven't been able to positively identify him. My name is Roger Cormack. I've already told you that. Sir, you'll be transferred to a new facility in the morning. You can explain the situation to them. What kind of facility? The kind that has resources necessary to help someone like you. Oh, dear God. Roger spent the remainder of his life being shuttled between state mental institutions. None were able to properly identify what ailed him. Without a diagnosis and treatment plan in place, they were unable to release him. He raved about the woman who stole his house and his car. The staff learned to tune out his ravings as they did with all other patients. Honestly, that's terrifying, because if I were staff, I would probably dismiss him as well, which is awful, but like it doesn't make any logical sense. Content to consider his ramblings those of a madman. Unspecific nonsense that you can hear pressing your ear to any patient's cell door. Got another achievement. Wow, end credits. Okay, let's do that again, but confess to being drunk. Okay, here we go. Roger hangs his head in his hands. You're right, officer. I've had a few too many tonight. I don't know what I'm saying. It's all right, old timer. Just be glad it's not dementia. I'm very grateful. Well, you can spend the night in the drunk tank and we'll release you in the morning. Thank you, officers. Roger spent the last few hours of the evening resting on his cell bench. It was rigid and uncomfortable, but Roger had learned to deal with discomfort in the service. Oh, he was in the military. True to his word, the officer released Roger first thing in the morning. Roger received a pair of sweatpants for the lost and found to replace his jumpsuit. He had no phone or wallet and no idea what direction his house was in. He'd never been downtown and didn't know how to find his way out. He focused on finding shelter and food. He spent each day meeting his fundamental needs. Most passers-by refused to look at him. The rest were too frightened by his appearance to speak with him. Everyone kept a safe distance from him. Another ending. He faded into the crowds entirely out of memory. Wow. That one's pretty sad too. Okay, I want to get all the endings, so I'm gonna go here. Let's wait her out this time. Roger was not one to bully others, or be bullied himself. He stood resolutely on his porch like any respectable citizen would. He spent the first few hours hollering and pounding on his own front door. As it grew late and cold, Roger began to lose feeling in his extremities. His pounding became limp and inconsistent, and his hollers turned to hoarse whispers. He became warm and a bit drowsy. Is horse whispering a thing, like with animals? Anyway, Roger reasoned it was best to get some rest and resume his valiant opposition in the morning. Morning did not come for Roger. He sat on the porch, curled up, and nestled his head against the front door. It was the comfiest and sleepiest Roger had ever been. The homeowner discovered Roger at dawn and called the police. Cause of death was determined to be hypothermia. He was tagged as a John Doe and placed in a morgue to await cremation. Wow. Roger's final moments were warm and he was not afraid. That's sad. Well, okay. I'm going to stop here and we're going to go through breaking down the door next time and see how that goes. So thanks for watching. Hello, welcome back. We are going to try and break down the door and see what happens here. I'm actually pretty low-key invested in this. I want to know what the heck is going on with this strange homeowner. I want Roger to I don't know. I want to find out more about her, but I'm afraid we might not get much. Let's try breaking out the door. Oh, he's a strong elderly man. Roger is a strong man, but not strong. Oh, I should have read a little past it. Not strong enough to break a door down with his bare feet. So instead, he takes a swing at the door's window. He feels something warm and slippery pour down his arm as he fumbles with the deadbolt. He manages to get a grip on the lock and slide it open. Roger opens the door and shuffles inside. He hears heavy footsteps from the floor above. The steps indicate the homeowner is headed for the stairs. Shit. Had she found a shotgun? Roger only had a moment to act. Honestly, arm. No, I want to do hide and ambush. I think, okay, if I were Roger and I knew where the shotgun was, I'm assuming it's downstairs, I would be too afraid that she already has it. So, hide and ambush. Roger wasn't sure he could make it to the kitchen and back before the homeowner reached him. He pressed himself against the corner wall at the bottom of the staircase, hoping to remain out of sight. The homeowner's heavy footfall makes it easy to follow her movements. Roger sees the barrel of his shotgun slide through the entryway. See? He grabs hold of it and rushes around the corner. The homeowner falls back on the stairs. Roger yanks the gun away from her with his good hand. The homeowner stares at Roger and tries to sit up. Roger brings the butt of the shotgun down on her face. He presses down, grinding and twisting it into her. Oh. Her smile peeks out at him from around the gun stock. She reaches for the trigger. Oh, Jesus. Roger pulls the gun away and brings it down on her face. He does it again and again. Oh my God, and again. Relentlessly fragmenting and distorting her features into a puddle. He was satisfied when he could no longer see her eye. Oh my God. The police arrived shortly after. Shortly afterward? A neighbor called 20 minutes earlier due to the sound of breaking glass. Honestly, good on you, neighbor. Roger's defense team could not adequately... Why is there a period there? Roger's defense team could not adequately explain the circumstances leading to him viciously beating an unarmed woman to death in his home. A woman. Police were never able to... This is messing me up. The wrong punctuation. I'm like... This is why punctuation is important, folks. A woman police were never able to identify due to excessive facial and dental trauma, missing fingerprints, and a lack of documentation. The jury found Roger Cormack guilty of first-degree homicide. The prosecution convinced jurors that Roger had kidnapped the woman and killed her when she attempted to escape his home. Roger now inhabits a cell on death row, awaiting lethal injection. Wow. Okay, let's try and arm ourselves now this time. Alright. Roger darts to the knife block. Oh, okay. I thought he was going to try and find a shotgun. Roger darts to the knife block in the kitchen, a mere 15 feet away. He yanks out the butcher's knife and wheels around, heading for the stairs. Oh! A yellow flash and flecks of cinder. Roger lies dead, practically eviscerated by his own shotgun. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. The homeowner calls the police to report the incident. What is left of the body is labeled a John Doe. It is cremated by the town according to protocol. The local paper released a story about the incident, labeling Roger an unidentified drifter and the homeowner as a neighborhood hero. Oh, didn't anyone know Roger? Do your neighbors not know Roger? Like, some locals caught the story and recognized Roger from... Oh, okay. There we go. A correction was printed, but it portrayed Roger as an unstable addict to account for a state of undress and violent behavior. Wow, how sad to have your legacy just totally stained. Local officers used Roger as a cautionary tale at school assembly. Jeez. To display the dangers associated with drug abuse. That's crazy. That's crazy. The homeowner was heralded throughout the state as an example of someone who defended themselves when police were nowhere in sight. Ugh, I hate that. What? She was paid handsomely to act as a keynote speaker for a variety of clubs and events over the next few years. That's wild. That is wild. I hate that. Alright, we are finally not going to let her have the house. We are taking our house back, baby. I have a rotisserie chicken cooling off out here. I'll be eating it in my dining room before it's room temp. Does anyone say room temp like that? The homeowner attempts... I forgot to give him a voice, but the homeowner attempts to shut the door on Roger. Roger swiftly jams his foot between the door and its frame. He presses his face into the gap his foot provides. Here's Johnny. I don't think you heard me. Roger shoulders the doors wide open. The homeowner is knocked back into the kitchen. You forgot your chicken. I'm not going to get the chicken. Stand your ground. I'll get it when you're gone. What is that laughter? What is that saying? Be sure not to leave it too often, Roger. I have a habit of roosting in unattended spaces. Roger hears the car start up right outside. He looks out the window to see what's going on. The homeowner waves from the driver's side of his car and disappears down the road. It can't be! Roger whirls around and the homeowner is no longer in his kitchen. He proceeds to clear the house, room by room, until he's sure she's gone. At that point, he didn't know there were two of her, although I guess she suddenly teleported to the car. Roger spent the next few days gathering up every trace of the homeowner's presence and passed it on to the authorities. Doilies, table runners. Shit, I would have kept that stuff to myself. Decoration, baby. No, not really. Oil drape runners, candles. I would have kept the candles if they smelled good. It seemed like she'd lived there for years, leaving things in odd places only someone familiar with the space would. I honestly thought I wanted, maybe it will happen, I want an ending where Roger is actually the crazy one. And this is actually someone like that homeowner's house. It took Roger an additional half day just to rearrange the furniture. Thankfully, she hadn't moved in on her own. Thankfully she hadn't moved in her own. Then there was nothing left for Roger to do except his grocery shopping. He decided to have his groceries delivered by a boy from the neighborhood for a while. He didn't want to leave the house alone. He started to feel silly about it after a few weeks had passed. So he placed the calls to the station, following up on his vehicle's disappearance. The police explained they were unable to locate his missing car and had no leads. Roger bought a junker to handle his errands around town. He didn't notice the walk from his car to his house anymore. The only thing that worried him is whether or not he could turn his key when he got home. Oh, a shadow passes by the window. Oh my god. Alright. Let's do... Let's get the chicken. Let's get the chicken. Roger turns around to collect his groceries. He sees someone... A word I don't know, guys. Analogous? I'm gonna look this word up, guys. I don't know this word.
Analogous.
Yeah, analogous. Adjective describing things that are comparable, similar, or corresponding in certain respects. Often functioning similarly despite having different origins. Okay. So basically the doppelganger, right? But devouring... Oh my god. Devouring his rotisserie... That... You have crossed the line. Do not eat my chicken. The homeowner behind Roger grabs a paring knife. The homeowner clamps a hand over Roger's mouth and shoves the blade into his back. A muffled gasp. The knife forces the air from Roger's lungs. Oh my god. He paws helplessly at the homeowner's arm. Roger's vision narrows and blurs. He tries to bite the homeowner and break free. Her hand remains firmly clamped over his mouth. He can taste the tang of her blood with an unexpected acidity. The homeowner gently lowers Roger to the floor. Roger tries to get up but grows weaker as blood pumps through his heart and out his back. The homeowner keeps him pinned to the floor, pressing down on his chest to strain his breathing. Roger grows tired and slips into a calm and reassuring dark. The homeowner's analog grabs the grocery bags and carries them inside. So there are 2 of them? It sets the bags on the floor and steals a glance at Roger. We have plenty to eat tonight. I don't know why I'm picturing a robot. There may be even enough to store in the freezer. Even be enough. We'll need to dress and quarter it to see how much there is. Now close the door. I won't tolerate a draft. The homeowner's analog grabs the door and throws it shut. The goings-on of the house safeguarded from the eyes of prying neighbors by a door and some drapes. Wow. Alright, is that everything? I think those are all the endings I could do. I will make sure, but I'll end it here for now. This is just a really short game, so short watches. Thanks for watching, everybody. That was an interesting game. I wanted more out of it. I wanted to know a little bit more about this mysterious homeowner and why there are 2 of them. But again, I'm going to see if there is more of the game for me to discover. So, but if not, it was fun, not super satisfying. But I liked it. So, if I were to give it a rating, maybe like a 6 or 7 out of 10 or something. Alright, I'm going to go see if there's more. Bye! Alright, I did forget about an option I forgot about. The mushrooms. I need to seek shelter and then eat the mushrooms, I think. So, I totally forgot about this option. Roger consumes the mushrooms with a desperate ferocity. They have a bitter taste, but Roger's hunger allows him to chew through it. As his belly fills with the mushrooms, this music, man, he starts to feel ill. His head begins to spin. His manner of thought shifts and becomes fluid. Roger sees the world around him as a part of him, or he as a part of it. A very small part. A moat. I don't know that word actually either. A moat? Let me look it up. I'm learning things. This game is teaching me. I love it. Moat is a tiny particle, speck, or fleck of dust. Huh. This music is insane. I love it. The homeowner was right, in part. Personal property is a construct, but habitation is not a means of ownership. He did not own the immense tree any more after sleeping in it than he did before knowing of it. The moat merely landed on the tree in the morning, and it came upon some mushrooms and began thinking of the world before itself. It surrendered itself to the soil, to a cool damp. Okay, this music is a little bit loud. It's a little loud. To the cool damp. I'm just listening. To the network, forsaking hunger, forsaking words, words like Roger, and returning home. Okay. Is there anything else I missed? Did I miss did I miss something with the fire station, I think, right? Yeah, follow the scent of food. Okay. Roger's hunger takes hold of him and it demands satisfaction, so he follows the scent in the air. He finds his way to the nearby Ultra store. The welcomer at the door barely notices him, distracted by a handheld gaming device. Roger wanders the vacant halls of the store until he finds men's clothing. He grabs a simple outfit, a pair of socks, and some sneakers, then heads straight for the ready-made meals by the self-checkout. Piping hot pizzas for breakfast. Looks like Michael Myers. Not the actor, the horror icon. Roger grabs one of the boxes and takes a seat on the floor in front of the display. He uses the box as a plate and chows down on the warm treat. A bit sleepy, but satisfied, Roger takes a moment to think. With some warm clothes and a full stomach, the answer strikes him almost immediately. Roger shuffles out of the store, leaving his discarded pizza boxes and tags in his wake. He makes his way to the ATM outside the store's entrance. Roger reads the display and looks down. He sees the ATM's orifice. He slides his arm inside. It is cold, pulsating. Roger looks up at the display. His fingers grope around inside the orifice for the keypad. Roger feels a raised shape of numbers on the keys. He pokes his pin into the pad. The ATM produces his funds. Roger pays for the clothes and pizza while checking out some additional supplies. Roger had never committed a criminal act. He was distressed to discover how easy it was, at his own house in broad daylight. No one paid any attention as he hooked a hose up to the gas tank outside of the house. No one batted an eye when he broke the kitchen window or ran the gas's tank hose through it. Not even when he threw the lit Zippo inside. The neighborhood only took notice when they heard the result. The fire department was first to arrive on the scene. Roger was impressed by their response time. Thankfully, their investigative abilities left much to be desired. They declared the fire what? That's crazy. They declared a fire a natural accident caused by a gas leak. Roger was able to claim the full amount on his insurance policy and use the money to buy a home closer to his grandchildren. How happy. Okay. Thanks for watching. That was everything. I think I might edit all of these parts I did into one video. Maybe. We'll see. Score stays the same. 6.5 out of 7 if I can give it like half a score. But probably leaning more towards a 6. I did enjoy it. I liked it. I thought it was interesting. It kept me engaged. But very short for one. Like extremely short. I really love the music. I really like the sound effects. They're disorienting. I want to know more about this mysterious homeowner. Like, I understand she's supposed to be this entity that we know nothing about. It's possibly supernatural, right? With the analog, I guess. Or maybe it's literally just twins. But you know what? 7 out of 10. I did like it. I don't mind that I don't, like, as I'm thinking about it more, I don't necessarily mind that we don't learn everything about her, but I still wish we had gotten more out of this story overall. Anyway, thanks for watching. I will catch y'all later.